Coming up on Sports Spotlight with Steve Nissom, the motivation and talent propelling a Gulf Breeze volleyball star to amazing heights, and how a Pensacola State hoop standout from Crestview is living up to a remarkable family legacy. Plus, a visit to Alumni Avenue with Major Leaguer Ben Lively, and going deep with DoWork Sports, a dynamic organization focused on empowering local athletes. Welcome to Sports Spotlight. I'm Steve Nissom. DoWork Sports is an organization that goes to great lengths to promote and equip local athletes. Co-founder Donte Sheppard will join us to explain all that they do. Plus, we stop by Alumni Avenue with a Gulf Breeze product shining in Major League Baseball and feature a basketball standout from Crestview finding a lot of ways to impress at Pensacola State. But we start with Bella Satterwhite. The Gulf Breeze volleyball star has achieved some very lofty status, and it's thanks to ridiculous level talent, the lessons of a lost mentor, and making the most of a bold new opportunity. Bella Satterwhite grew up as an only child in a very athletic home. Her dad, David, played Division I college basketball at DePaul, and her mom, Brenda, was an elite level swimmer.
My parents were always like, we're gonna have an athletic kid and all that, so it was definitely a major part of my life from the beginning.
After trying numerous sports, Bella got hooked on volleyball and really took off as a middle schooler when she started working with revered local volleyball trainer Brent Beckstrom.
He said, I think you could be something really special. He really believed in me, and so just training with him after just a couple months, I saw great improvement and growth, and that's when I definitely started having confidence within myself and thought I could definitely take it to the next level.
Beckstrom put her on the path to success, but tragically would not be around to see Bella achieve it. He passed away from brain cancer in 2021.
I think about him every day. Like, it makes me tear up still, but even like on senior night, everything, you know, even from like multiple years, every time we have like a video that plays, like every time like Brent shows up, everyone starts crying, because he was just such an impactful person in the community and really grew the volleyball community as a whole.
Gulf Breeze High School volleyball is perennially one of the top programs in the state, but even among that lofty group, Bella immediately stood out.
Her freshman year when she came in, there was a lot of chitter chatter about this outside hitter that was coming in, and then you see her hit the first ball and you don't even have to see it, you hear it and you're like, oh, okay, this girl's legit.
She always seemed like she was a level above us. So I mean, even the freshman year of volleyball when she made varsity, that was unheard of for us. So that's really where it was like, wow, she's great.
Bella would star for the Dolphins as a stunningly impactful attacker who would go on to break the school record for kills, but also developing into a dynamic all-around player, excelling on defense, serving, and receiving.
That was definitely something that took a lot of time because that's not natural for me, but it definitely has helped my whole entire career being able to play all the way around and be a versatile player.
In her sophomore year, Gulf Breeze started a beach volleyball program, something Bella had dabbled in on the club level.
At first I hated beach volleyball. I was like, I don't like the sun, I don't like the heat, the sand, all that. But then after they started this beach volleyball team, I was like, I'll just play for fun.
The camaraderie of the new Gulf Breeze program started to change her tune, but a real turning point came when Bella attended a camp run by national beach volleyball guru Nicole Christner.
She was like, I think you could play at top 10 D1 schools for beach volleyball. And I was like, no, that's not happening. Like, I'm not that good.
But when Bella started going to tournaments in California, she realized she was that good. Coaches
were showing a lot of interest, and I was playing like against some of the best girls in the country, and we were really competing, like we were right there, and I was like, this is weird, like. And then I started to have a lot of fun with like just how competitive it was and how I could be so competitive within the sport.
Now the chitter chatter was on the beach for Bella, like who's that girl? A lot of that athletic ability and just IQ of the game translated well for her coming out into the sand. She's a teammate that you want to have, but she's also a player that you want to have as a coach. And I think everybody who comes in contact connect with her realizes that really quickly. You don't really get to play with that very often. You don't get to coach that kind of player very often either. So she's just really impactful for her teammates as well as the program.
With Bella leading the way, the program pulled off a stunning accomplishment in 2024, winning the state championship in just their second year of existence.
I got to do it with my best friends that I would have never known if it wasn't for this program. And just to do it with that group of people was so special.
A remarkable rise in beach volleyball is taking her to the best college program in the country. Bella signed with the University of Southern California, winners of the last 4 national championships.
That's huge, I think, not only for Bella, but for kind of the girls that are looking up to her and seeing what's possible. It's pretty cool to have a player of that caliber in your program in the first 3 years that you start it.
It's still kind of hard to comprehend, like, that they're, you know, the #1 school in the country, that I'm going there, because I would definitely say in the beginning I was not as confident as a player at all. I would settle for less, and just kind of finding that within myself really helped grow my game. It really means so much to me knowing that everything has, like, paid off.
Pensacola State College women's basketball star Katiya Casey will grab your attention in a number of ways. The Crestview High grad brings the skills, attitude, and an impressive family history.
I like this.
Katiya Casey took up basketball as a youngster, but it wasn't until she watched a game at Gulf Coast State College that she realized the amazing hoops legacy in her house.
I see my mom in the Hall of Fame there, and I was like, oh, well, she always talks about being big, so now I actually see that she was actually really good.
Keonda Williams was the first All-American for Gulf Coast, won the National Junior College Player of the Year award in 1998, and went on to play in the SEC at Alabama. As young Katiya started to excel, advice from mom helped her navigate the path.
In middle school, it was a little difficult because I was definitely the best player on the team. I know a lot of people were young, like a lot of girls hadn't played before. She taught me, like, sometimes you gotta be a leader and you gotta lead. But you know what everyone else is supposed to do, so like help them out.
With mom jumping in as an assistant coach, Katiya shined at Crestview High School, scoring over 1,000 career points. As a sophomore, she attended a camp at Pensacola State and caught the coach's eye in a number of ways.
The first thing that stood out obviously was her hair. You know, it was different. You know, you just don't see that with a lot of high school students. But then the next part was just how tough and feisty she was. I think she may have been the only kid there that took a charge. When you see someone who's willing to do that and just puts their body on the line, like, you know that kid has a little bit of toughness and grit.
Katiya ended up signing with PSC, and as a freshman, that toughness paid immediate dividends. But she also found out just how challenging the junior college level is.
I realized that it's not the same as high school. In high school, you can get away with a lot of things, just being quick, and you cannot get away with the same things here. I had to definitely adjust, get more time in the gym to like adjust to shooting and driving and passing and just getting to know my teammates and knowing what they can do.
She elevated her game impressively as a sophomore, almost doubling the scoring output with around 10 points a game, topping the team in three-point shooting and among the leaders in steals and assists. But her biggest impact goes beyond the stats, a willingness to do all the little things and an off-the-charts basketball IQ.
There's a lot of times where there's certain things I don't have to say because she will say them before I can, relaying messages to her teammates, you know, things that she sees on the court. I think all of her teammates know if they need anything, they can rely on her. I think a lot of them know if there's a question that they don't want to ask the coaches, they'll ask her because she'll ask or she'll already know.
Nobody's never like perfect, but I feel like Katiya's perfect. She always has it together. Like, that's why she's like one of the best leaders on this team. She's a leader to me, even though we're in the same grade. She always knows what's going on. She's never confused. She never is angry at anybody. She says the right things. Like, Katiya is the best.
It should not be a surprise that Katiya excels in the classroom as well. At Crestview, all 4 years on honor roll, graduating magna cum laude, and now Dean's List at PSC.
I'm always trying to do my work early because I know that if I procrastinate, it could be going wrong, you know. So I make sure I do everything early and I'm just on track and I'm always taking notes of what I need to do and just jotting everything down.
The same thoroughness that fuels her success on the court. Impressive to anyone who's watching, especially her All-American mom.
She talks to me a lot about how proud she is. She says she used to watch my old games, and then like watching me now is so much different, how much more confident I am. She says that I've always had this push in me, and that she could tell that I'm going to be a great player.
Since making his Major League Baseball debut 8 years ago, it's been a winding road for Gulf Breeze's Ben Lively. But we find him on Alumni Avenue very much on the incline. Lively is coming off his best MLB season and earned a spot on Cleveland's starting rotation for 2025. After getting a taste of the major leagues with 25 starts in 2017 and 18, Ben Lively spent a lot of time and effort trying to make it back. 2 seasons playing in Korea and 2 more in the minor leagues. He finally earned an unlikely return to the bigs in 2023 with a midseason call-up to Cincinnati, and then it all came together for him last year in Cleveland. Signed to provide some depth, Lively produced so much more. He became the rock of their rotation and led the playoff-bound Guardians with 13 wins, along with career bests in ERA, strikeouts, starts, and innings. He is widely credited with saving Cleveland's injury-riddled rotation last season, and manager Stephen Voigt said, quote, "Ben just doesn't stop competing. He doesn't let anything shake him, and it's been really nice to see," end quote. Lively followed it up with a strong spring training in 2025, and at age 33 earned a spot on an opening season MLB starting rotation for the first time in 7 years. Gulf Breeze grad Ben Lively, definitely an area product to admire on Alumni Avenue. DoWork Sports was founded in 2019 with the mission to inspire student athletes on the Gulf Coast to maximize their potential. They've been increasingly impactful in doing just that in a number of ways, and we're privileged to be going deep with my friend and DoWork co-founder and director of operations, Donte Sheppard. Donte, thanks so much for being here.
And Steve, it's always great to be with you, man. Really excited, and congratulations, man. I love the new show.
I appreciate that. So I gave a little bit of an intro about it, but what is DoWork Sports all about?
Well, I mean, Steve, DoWork Sports is a multifaceted sports company. Like you said, we're really focused on helping student athletes maximize their potential, and we do it in 3 different focus areas. One, exposure. In this new age of social media, highlight films, and all different ways that they can be recruited by colleges, etc. We want to make sure that we share their story, that we captivate that story. And so we do that by going out to events, sporting events, hosting sporting events, and just taking the time out to capture their special moments, those big time moments for athletes. We also do it in development, Steve. We believe that developing the student athlete holistically is really important. So we want to focus on not only their athleticism, but their academics and their emotional intelligence. And so we try to host life skills and character development workshops. And then lastly, we focus on performance, because it's about them performing at the best of their ability, Steve. And so we host events for that as well, to give them a chance to have some healthy competition.
So how did the idea get started? You know, how did you come to it, and then how did you get started doing it?
Well, Steve, as you know, I was a coach for 10 years. Love football my entire life, and I had an opportunity to really get into the development of athletes as a football coach, especially when I was at Escambia High School with head coach Willie Spears. Really gave me a chance to do the academic, the athletic, and the social development of athletes. So when I stopped coaching, I wanted to stay in that area. I ended up connecting with my friend Jose Stutz, who was really into media. Was already covering youth sports in the area, and DoWork Sports is the epitome of collaboration and partnership. We came together, put our heads together, and said, "Why? Let's not do it alone. Let's do it together." And that's why we came up with DoWork Sports.
Yeah, it's great stuff. And before we get into in depth on all the different facets, you brought a little video, and it shows some examples of exactly the kind of work that DoWork does. Check it out.
DoWork Sports is all about exposure.
We provide exclusive media coverage for sporting events, host media days, and conduct exclusive interviews with top athletes in the area. We utilize some of the best technology to capture athletes' greatest moments to make sure they're exposed to their fans, colleges, scouts, recruiters, and all of the masses. We invest in the overall development of the student athlete.
Are you complying or are you committed to what the coaches are saying? That's the difference. Are you just complying or are you committed? Comply says I just do it. Committed says, Coach, how would you like me to do it?
By providing mentorship, leadership, and life skills workshops, athletic training, and coaching, we want to make sure that every athlete excels academically and athletically.
And so today we had a great day. Our guys really learned what growth mindset is, and I hope that they go out into the world and they take a growth mindset into the classroom, a growth mindset at home, a growth mindset into the community, and most of all, a growth mindset in their sport, because it's a sports mindset.
Performance is important, and for an athlete to perform at a high level, they must compete. We encourage a competitive nature, but with integrity. We create atmospheres that nurtures growth and self-improvement through our competitive sports teams or our sporting events, such as tournaments and all-star games. We also include training that focuses on athletic and mental development, which will allow an athlete to maximize their potential.
And somebody do work.
So obviously you guys are doing a lot. So how much is there a need? How much of a hunger is there out there for this type of stuff?
Well, I mean, I think that people are starving for it, Steve. I mean, you know, back in the day, it was all about just the news or the newspaper that really covered sports. But now, it's the more the merrier. The more people who can do it, the better. The more exposure, the better. And so it's been a high demand. It's so much of a demand that we normally can't cover it all. We really focus on football and basketball mostly because of that. And we just sprinkled in the track a lot.
Yeah, but you go into a lot of games. I mean, you go out to a lot of action, a lot of different events. How do you do it? What's your crew like, and how do you kind of plan what you do?
You know, what we learned is you got to bring people in who already is passionate about, you know, videography, photography, and love sports. So we've partnered with others, and we give them an opportunity to go out and do that. We have our, you know, core team. But then we have several videographers and photographers throughout Escambia County, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa who do all of this with us. So it's a team effort, Steve, and we got roughly about 12 of us.
And you hit it hard on social media. I mean, you have a website, you've got YouTube channel, but really Facebook and Instagram, that's kind of your bread and butter. So what's your plan with all the stuff you put on there, and what kind of response have you gotten?
Man, we've got an incredible response. Our plan is Facebook is really for the parents and fans of athletes. So we try to give as much exposure on there. And what we've noticed that the athletes really run on Instagram. They love to see their videos, their pictures, and things of that nature. So we just try to make sure that we share what is the focus for each platform. Sometimes we duplicate it based on whatever that is. And then we want to continuously push as much content as possible. So partnerships give us that opportunity. In the past 2 months, January and February, Steve, we had over 3 million views on our social media.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
And you also do in-depth interviews, and those have gotten a lot of hits, and probably the most popular one of the most popular ones, Wayman Jordan Jr.
Yes.
Who Escambia High grad, also played a Catholic football player, went the JUCO route, and then ended up signing with the University of Southern California. You brought a little clip of one of your interview, kind of set up what this is.
Man, this was an opportunity for me to sit down with Wayman and just hear his journey. A lot of people didn't know that he had to go to junior college out of high school, but he worked to put himself in the position that he is now. And he shared that with us and that process of being recruited.
All right, let's check it out.
This first offer, and then from there, schools was just rolling in every week, talking to me, coming in, and they still calling to this day, like, And it's just honestly a blessing because I remember when nobody was calling my phone. I was just wanting one call or one text. So I don't take none of that for granted. I'm thankful for every school that ever talked to me and stuff like that. So it's been really just a hard journey though, just trying to choose which school, but I'm gonna find one. And with all that being said, for the next few years, I'm gonna be going to the University of Southern California.
Ain't gotta wait to make them movies, I be loaded. While you watch it drinking 40s, I just told it. Still that same, in a foreign, but it's stolen. Ryan sporty, acting sporty, can't control it. I'm doing fraud, got that bag, yeah, I'm transporting. I got that bag on me, feel like I'm transporting.
A picture right there is a picture of him actually at USC. He's an incredible story.
Oh man, you know, Wayman's story, Steve, is what we all hope for. A young man who worked hard and maximized his potential. And he's doing really well at USC right now. I'm really looking forward to seeing this upcoming season. I plan on flying out, man.
Oh, yeah, take me with you, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys also do a lot of events. So
Yeah.
you put on media days, you have tournaments, you have all-star games. So what are some of the things that you do there and the kind of need and impact with those?
Well, I think Media Day gives parents and players an opportunity to get exposure. Players are able to interviewing skills are so important, so they get that shot, especially if you're not a star. You don't normally get that shot unless you're a star. And then parents get a chance to see them. I love the events, especially like tournaments, because again, it's all about performance. You want to see what they've done in the off season or what are they doing on their own time, and then watch it unfold on the field or on the court. And so our 7-on-7 tournaments is really big. Flag football is really big right now as well. So we host those tournaments.
And you really partner with a lot of high schools and youth programs to kind of get these things done. Right?
Oh yeah, you know, these youth programs really want to see their players get reps, and so these tournaments really assist with that. We host later on this summer a high school tournament as well, and again, that gives them a chance to see their kids in real time and be able to compete against other teams.
Mentorship is another big part of the organization. So how is that structured? How do you set up, opportunities for these young people to get mentored?
Well, you know, one of our biggest mentorship programs is at Pensacola High School through a program called Pride. The Pride program gives us a chance to go in with the athletes. I'm able to set up speakers for them. I serve as a speaker, but I'm also able to do specialized training with them. And then we partner with other organizations to bring forth that mentorship, because we need as many people within the community that's connected to these athletes. And one of those organizations is the 100 Black Men of Pensacola.
What are some of the lessons, that you try to impart?
I mean, one thing is just overall self-efficacy. It's important for athletes to have confidence, but not just confidence on the field, because that sometimes could be false because it's about only that time or event. We want them to have confidence on and off the field. So we focus on self-efficacy, leadership, trust, and even toughness. Toughness is bigger than just being strong, physically strong, but are you mentally tough? What would it really take for an athlete to be broken? And sometimes that's just a tough test in a classroom or a project. And so we want them to be tough. So we really work on all of those different topics, and we customize it for coaches as well.
Yeah, definitely valuable lessons. So NIL is something really big right now on the high school level, starting to really take off, where athletes can, capitalize, monetize, their name, image, likeness. And you've been involved in a lot of ways with that. So what's your opinion, first of all, of NIL, and how have you tried to be involved?
Well, I think it's great for the athlete. I think it's good for them to be able to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. The thing is, they need to understand is that you may not be able to capitalize till you get to college, but you can't start in college. You have to start building your brand now. So your social media is important, how you communicate with people, and who you are networking with is going to open those doors for them.
You've developed relationships with a lot of these athletes. You know, is that as a mentor, as an advisor, how important has that been for you personally?
I think it's been great. It's very impactful for me because I'm not coaching day in and day out anymore. So I get to stay connected to the game. But most of all, I'm able to share my knowledge and my wisdom. And it's all about you passing down what you know. You know, Steve, a mentor of mine told me that a cup that is empty is a wasted cup, but a cup that is full is even worse. And so you got to have somebody to pour into and someone to pour into you.
You mentioned your coaching days, being at Escambia, part of it, under Willie Spears, who was very innovative. You know, did a lot of generated a lot of excitement, also a lot of controversy back then with some of the promotion stuff that you guys did. But really, that was really ahead of its time a little bit.
No doubt about it, man. I tell you what, they had to apologize to the running back of USC, Reggie Bush, for the things they did. We owe Willie Spears an apology because where we're at now with NIL, with social media, he was the innovation of that. And we were scared of what we didn't know in our community. But I was on board. I believed in it then, and I really believe in it now. That's why we created DoWork Sports. And I will say coaches are on board for it now.
Yeah, but the world has changed. They've caught up. They've caught up to Willie Spears and things you guys are doing. Okay, so what's next? Where do you go next with DoWork Sports?
I mean, again, we want to continue to expand our exposure part, our media. So we're looking to expand into our youth league. We're looking to actually cover them on a more regular basis coming up this football season. We're looking to also start our All-Star series and our camp series this summer. And then most of all, expand in development. I'm really looking forward to going over to Pine Forest High School. They just hired me to come in for development for their athletes. So shout out to Coach McDowell and any school that will want us to come in and talk to their kids about leadership and development, because it's about threefold: exposure, development, performance.
All right, it's great stuff, Donte, that you're doing. Good luck with all of it, and thanks for coming on.
Hey, I'm always excited to be here. And remember, do work.
There you go. All right, that's a wrap on another edition of Sports Spotlight, but there are so many more stories to tell. Until next time, thanks for watching.